Okay, what I have here is I have a model 12193 Troy built rototiller, 6.5 horsepower. Okay, the thing about this is it is so old. Dude, that's a one pull motor. So I've done a little bit of work to get this running smooth again. So this tiller, I cannot get it to work because of this. It's missing, well, it's not missing. I've got it over here. I'm going to show you in a second. The cable for the drive, to pull up and make it drive forward, the cable would not move inside the sleeve. It comes down through here, comes around, and it goes in down here, and it connects on here in order to move this pulley here for tension. Okay, so it would not move because of age. And when you look at the condition, this is the cable. If I get it to come into focus, there's the cable. You have the cable casing, then you have the cable that was in it, and you can see the end down here. It's got a special end. Okay, now that special end right there, and you can see that the cable was frayed because there was some breakage up inside the casing, and it's so dry. I don't know if you can tell that it's really dry up inside there, and you can see how rough that cable is because of the fraying, that it wouldn't move up inside there. And you can look all over the internet, all of them parts places, you're not going to find this thing. So I pulled it apart and I went and bought myself a piece of steel cable, 16th inch. And oh, by the way, the tools cost as much as almost the replacement cables or what they run for out there right now. But you'll never find this cable for this length. This is like a 52-inch cable from end to end to include the connector. And you're not going to find this thing out there. So what I did is I snipped it right here up at this end. And I snipped it a little bit long because this was on the outside. That's about where it was. This here is where it came out right there. So I had that extra. So I snipped it off short at this end, put this end right here in my Vench vise, and grabbed a hold of that tube and slid it off of that dry, frayed cable. Then I put oil, old school. I put some oil up in this end and let it drip through up and down until it started to come out of this end. And that's going to oil the inside sleeve. Then I took the cable, and you really can't see it too much, but I put all-purpose grease on the cable and rubbed it in so that that cable up inside all them grooves has that grease worked in. And so what I have to do now is join that cable together. I'm going to use these little connectors right here to connect it together. So I'm going to connect this cable end to this cable end with the swagging tool, which is this one. I'm going to put this little metal connector up in there and squash it with that small hole. I'm going to do the same thing on this end as I work, because I need this fitting in order to adapt to this, adapt to that, so I can get right back here again, okay? And all you have to do is make sure when you cut and connect it, that you use, instead of just one, I would recommend use 2 or 3 to make sure that you have a good grasp, because it's going to basically do this. Overlap, and I'm going to have 2 or 3 connectors, probably 3, because I got 10. I'm going to use 3 connectors on this end, and you got to do it far enough away from this so that it doesn't interfere with the movement up and down into this area. So that's the solution. All right. Hopefully you have enough ingenuity to make it happen. But that's a way to get around to it. And oh, by the way, the parts, real cheap. The tools, not so much. But hey, more toys for the toy shop.